a vintage Chevrolet cruising past faded stonework. At first glance, it looks like a postcard from a forgotten era, a tropical time capsule. But behind the chrome bumpers lies a highly isolated economy. In this reality, internet access is a scarce luxury, and basic supplies require constant negotiation. Navigating Cuba requires managing a parallel system where the official state rules are often secondary to the requirements of street-level survival. To map this trade-off, we compare aesthetic draw against logistical friction. Aesthetically, Cuba is the region's safest destination, boasting a 99.8% literacy rate. The friction involves high costs, a dual-currency economy, and entry regulations shifting by flight origin. This is a logistical arbitrage. Your passport and the currency you carry will define every hour of your experience. The entry process begins at your departure gate, and the requirements are dictated by your flight path. For the rest of world pathway, a standard pre-arranged tourist card is the only requirement. This ease leaves travelers unprepared, frequently defaulting to state-controlled rates that drain their budgets. The alternate branch is more restrictive. Flights transiting through the United States increase friction immediately. These travelers are diverted to a specific bureaucratic requirement, the mandatory pink tourist card. You must also satisfy U.S. legal compliance by adhering to a specific itinerary category, support for the Cuban people. This forces a shift in spending. You are legally required to bypass state-owned resorts in favor of local private businesses known as MIPYMES. Your point of origin determines the nature of your trip, either a frictionless entry into a high-cost state system or a mandatory immersion in the private local economy. Once you land, the challenge shifts to managing your liquidity within a broken financial framework. This is the official national currency, the Cuban peso, or CUP. Relying on official bank exchange rates or attempting to use foreign credit cards is a losing strategy. U.S.-linked cards are generally rejected, and the official banking rates severely undervalue your money. Relying on them will deplete your travel funds in a matter of days. This chart shows the vast difference between official bank rates and the informal street market. Physical U.S. dollars and euros carry significantly higher value outside of banks. Utilizing cash reduces a private restaurant meal to $5 to $12. Your purchasing power effectively multiplies. This advantage creates a new risk. Carrying large amounts of cash makes you a target for local hustling, known as jineterismo. You must navigate the threat of pickpockets in crowded areas and the high frequency of rigged currency exchange scams on the street. Successful arbitrage requires a willingness to operate entirely in cash while maintaining constant situational awareness. Given the low cost of living, the island appears to be an ideal destination for digital nomads. The numbers are compelling. $350 to $600 a month can secure a colonial-style apartment in central Havana. The lifestyle offers deep community integration and world-class music, driven by the immense resilience of the local population. However, attempting to work within the local economy reveals the severe limitations of the socialist framework. Local employment is not a viable option. State wages flatline between $20 and $40 a month, which fails to cover even basic expat living costs. Remote work is equally difficult. Scarcity and frequent outages make the internet infrastructure too unreliable for most digital professions. There is also the environmental risk. Hurricane season from June to November presents a recurring threat to the island's fragile infrastructure. Cuba offers a culturally rich haven, but its technical limitations fundamentally clash with the digital nomad model. By combining these factors, visas, currency, and infrastructure, we can define who should attempt this trip. This chart plots the necessary preparation against the potential payoff. The avoid category is the low-friction traveler. If you expect automated transactions and constant connectivity, the result is frustration. You will experience the highest costs and the most systemic friction. The ideal profile is the resilient cultural optimizer, someone willing to navigate compliance and manage physical cash. For this effort, the reward is a safe and intellectually dense environment for a fraction of standard Caribbean prices. This profile sees the outcome of the island's high literacy rates firsthand, a society lacking material resources but exporting highly trained doctors on global humanitarian missions. Step inside the time capsule, and you trade digital convenience for real-world complexity. Are you ready to manage the paradox?